Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Once again, it's time for another Dadbod to Daddy transformation vlog. Today was chest and tricep day. Pretty happy with the benching. Again, I always like to, with some of these I'm getting to where I just come in and do a top set of bench, but 315 on, just kind of see how many reps I can get, with good form, with pauses. Keeping in mind, even though I have done 8 reps a year ago, I was 12 pounds heavier. I had an arch, slightly closer grip, wrist straps, and a belt on. Okay, so this is flat back all the way as wide as I can really grip it. Like I'm pretty much at almost illegal grip width for meets. So I've got my pointer finger on the rings, right? That is, again, considered to be a very, very wide grip. As you guys can see, my hands almost touch the J-hooks. And the reason I'm doing that, I want the chest focus. I really, really want to continue to build that chest. And the beauty of that, if I get really strong that way and I do go back over to any sort of powerlifting type benching, I will not miss off the chest, right? I'm going to be in a very good place. So one of the things I did notice here, I feel a lot of tricep on these too. I noticed I felt the pecs got a tremendous pump, but I also noticed my triceps really felt this benching today. So I know these sets were hard sets near the limits because of that. But I managed to squeeze out sets of 10. 2 sets of 10, barely got them, like they were paused on the last rep. When it starts getting heavy, I pause the last reps longer just to make sure it is my last rep and I won't be able to get another one. Little tricks we use to kind of be in the rep count we want to be, to make sure that we are, to make sure that we're, 0 reps in reserve. So I like to do that. But in a good place here, because where I'm at with these reps is right about what I was doing for back off work when I hit that 365 bench, the 2 different times I did it, right? And those were 2-second pauses. Again, they were arched through wrist straps and everything. And I'm training everything raw. Also something I've got to be aware of, I've got to really kind of watch my total training volume. So I'm pushing so hard and I do 5 days a week. I do notice I run out of steam in these workouts. So I've been worried about overtraining my triceps by doing too many things. Because again, I do all this pressing. I notice the pullovers hammer my triceps super hard. So I'm trying to condense it down to just one isolation movement, because all of my exercises, all my chest exercises work triceps. In fact, they get a crazy pump from my pullovers, which works the long head a lot. So incline, I'm like, I want to do volume on incline, quit trying to go for the really heavy sets. One of the things I'm noticing though, as normal, my incline starts running out of steam. My chest simply will not fire anymore at a certain point. And we know why that is. We know that basically it's a nervous system situation to where I've created too much neural fatigue to the point where the muscles are simply unable to contract anymore. But I've noticed I'm getting there by about set 6 on chest. Right? If I do 5 sets of chest, I get a great workout. When I usually go to that 6th hard set, if they're limit sets, what happens? I don't have anything left. And I saw that on incline today, because I did, my flat bench. I went to the incline. I got 10 reps with the 185, perfectly good. Sometimes I'll go to 225 from there and get a lower rep set. Then I only got 8, and the 8th rep felt grindy. It felt like I did not have another rep. Well, I went to do a 3rd set. The first rep felt like a max. My entire upper chest, like the middle of my chest right there in the sternum, cramped. It completely cramped. I felt like I couldn't do any more. And you guys see right there, that didn't look that slow, but those reps felt like 5-second reps. I didn't even feel like I was going to be able to lock those. I just racked it on rep 4. Like, that's it. My chest is finished. Again, and it wasn't triceps or shoulders giving out, it was my chest. And I felt a lot of cramping in my pecs. So again, I knew they were finished. So what I've had to think about, as much as I like those incline extensions, I can't tell that they're hitting my long head any harder than these do. Right? I can't tell they're hitting my head any longer than these do. And it's nice because maybe I'm creating that stretch position, but that data has come into question. I've even seen researchers point that out. I've seen like Beardsley point that out, that the behind the head stuff may not actually work the long head any harder. There's data showing it doesn't in some cases. Keep in mind, that's a mixed bag of data. So I'm like, let's just go with the classic extension. Let's just do the leg extension again for a while. Let's focus on it. Just get really strong at it. Try to progressively overload it. And sure enough, when I compared this, my triceps started kind of cramping up a little. Okay. And I felt really the medial head and the long head a lot on these sets, like again, kind of getting a little crampy. But it went something like 12, 10, or 11. And then the last set, I just kind of lost count. I don't know, around rep 9 or something, I hit failure. I completely failed. I couldn't get to the top and just had to do it as a pullover. So again, my triceps were toast. That's all they could handle. So again, but also I'm in a small calorie deficit at the moment. I am cutting. You can't tell as much because I upped my carbs way back up. So I possibly looked a little leaner when the carbs were lower, just eating healthy fats. But from a body composition perspective, I am probably leaner. It could be a case of if I just dropped my carbs down, I would probably look a lot leaner than I did last time, I think. I feel like honestly, I would look completely different if I just did, and I may end up doing that just for the summer for the vlogs. Something I'm gonna have to think about very closely, just for marketing purposes. Okay, because if all of a sudden I look like I've lost 10 more pounds of fat, and it really would just be water. If I did that, would it be good for marketing right now? Yeah, possibly. But I also have to factor in I'm going to recomposition better with a really high carbs, lower fat. So again, at the moment, it's whole food carbohydrates, then protein right behind it, and then keeping my fat very low. Really, the only fats I'm adding are omega-3 fats. That's it. Some of the extra strength fish oil, a little flax oil some days, sometimes a little walnuts. Okay, throwing a little bit of extra omega-3 in, but otherwise my diet is very, very low fat, unless we count chicken breast and brown rice as fat sources, or oats. But it's what I eat: a lot of fruit, a little bit of vegetables. I'm not going super crazy on vegetables. I probably don't even eat more than a pound a day of vegetables, but that's not counting root vegetables. So it's a lot of brown rice, a lot of sweet potatoes. Beans, oats, those are my staples. As far as my protein sources, chicken, whey protein, fat-free Greek yogurt, like Fairlife milk, things like that. Occasionally some really lean steak. All right? And I throw in a little broccoli every day just to get some extra vegetables. But I do get a fair amount of fruit because I've been rotating through things like bananas, watermelons, cantaloupe. Eating about 3,500 calories. I lose body fat on that. My maintenance is about close to 4,000 right now. So I never really went under 3,500 even when I was on the lower carbs, and it dropped down to 212, a few pounds lighter than I am now. I haven't gone under 3,500, right? Don't really go under that. There's no need for me. All right, the pullovers, I'm getting stronger at these. So I'm trying to focus on getting the deepest stretch I can. I went up to the 55 again today, and I got 20 plus reps on every single set. Okay, 20 plus reps on every set. And these feel good. I like them. Not only does it help with my shoulder range of motion, I had some other people point out, and I think they're right when I look, my scapula come completely apart on dead hangs, on pull-ups, chin-ups, everything else. That inability to lock out overhead, I think it really is just my elbows. And it's probably that previous bicep tear. Like my left bicep ruptured. Been over 20 years now. But I also feel like the right one doesn't have full range of motion anymore either. So it almost just seems to be that my biceps themselves are not allowing me to fully lock the elbows, right? They feel locked. They're as hard as I can go. But is what it is. Because we see it even on all my pulls and deadlifts and everything. Always looks like that slight amount of elbow bend, even though I'm locked as hard as I can. So I'm just going to continue to focus on the shoulder health though. But I do think with my range of motion at this point, it really is elbow flexors that are the situation. It's not actually my shoulders, because my shoulders feel good. They don't hurt. They don't get sore. I'm doing all this mobility stuff for it. So again, just accept it for what it is, right? Not much else I can do about it. And then we finish up with a set of hanging leg raises. And these were kind of hard after doing the pullovers. I didn't get to like the 15 like I got on Friday. I got 10, enough ab work and grip work for today out of these. And I thought, let's just call it a day right here. Pretty happy with the workout, happy with the benching. Wish the chest had a little more work capacity, but what do you do other than train it? All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.